Hello, hello. So here we are live. It is Wednesday at noon, and as part of a Christmas gift for everyone out there, I'm making myself available today. I can sit and talk randomly about all kinds of subjects that I love, but today I would love to know how to serve you guys. What are your needs today? So we can do mini readings, we can do tuning into your dragon. Who is your dragon? What does he or she look like? Things that might help you connect to him or her. We can do angel card readings. I know this is the dragon group, but some people might want an angel card reading. I do have my favorite deck there. Answering questions about the dragons, what they're here for, how they work. I might as well start just talking about that, waiting for some people to come on. And I've got my dragon here. We've got our rainbow dragon with us. We have Tiamat, our lovely, I don't know if you can see her, all of her. That's Tiamat. That is the cover of the Dragon Within book. And she is holding that womb dragon of Gaia. She's wrapped around the planet energetically, holding that womb Gaia, or Gaia's womb dragon, safely and securely until it's time for her to wake up for the ascension process and moving into her light body. And that's actually a good starting point. That's actually what all the dragon work is about. It is about humanity's ascension. It is about remembering our past, our origins of this universe, because the dragons are part of the co-creators of this universe with God, with Source. Anytime there's a new creation, a matrix of energy needs to be set in place to begin that. And so even before any of the physical matter, the energetic grids need to be put in place. And so the dragons were the ones when Earth was going to be created, when this universe actually was going to be created, that volunteered and agreed to come and hold space for that to happen. So there are lots of grid points. Some of us, hi Bridget, nice to see you. I'll just finish this train of thought. I was waiting for people to come on, so I'm going to finish this train of thought about the reason that the dragons are part of this universe and how they're connected to it. And then I'll answer any questions you might have. So be thinking about that. You can go ahead and type in the comment bar if you like. Anyway, so anytime there's a creation, there's an energetic grid that needs to be set in place. And the dragons, those realms were the ones that agreed to put that in place for this universe. And in particular, when Earth was finally created within that universe, they held a major role in not only the core of the planet where Tiamat is held, and Gaia, energetically with the being that is Gaia, Mother Earth, but in all of the tectonic plates, the elementals and the black and white dragons are actually holding that grid in place structurally, physically for the planet. And you can actually see them when you look at the topo maps of, hi Nikki, when you look at the topo maps of the Earth, you can actually see, if you get one of the ones that shows the ridge lines of the oceans especially, or the, obviously the mountain structures in some of the land continents, that how they are now, you can actually see how they align and where they are and where their tails wrap around. And it's quite phenomenal to see. It wasn't included in the book, but I contemplated that for a while, but at the time didn't have the right artist to rendition it for me of where I could see it on the National Geographic map. Anyway, so that being said, that's part of the reason they're here. They're not only holding in place, that's the origins, but they're actually agreed to do that until humanity can bring this place into light, into an at-one-ment state. And at that point, all beings will be free to move in and out as they choose. So, that said, interesting little sidebar topic there. Bridget and Nikki, I'm here for you guys today. So Q&A, mini live readings. I've got my angel cards, Nikki. Only because we haven't created a dragon deck yet, but I'm really feeling like that's going to be something that comes about over the next few months to a year. maybe not that far out, because the dragons are, if nothing else, they're all about efficiency. They are expedient. They love to work quickly, ferociously. They waste no time, essentially. They like to find the most expedient route to work through things, to dispel things, to create things. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you. So anybody have questions, feel free to put them in the comment bar. I see that you guys are watching. Let me see if I need to slide
the
some in to
highest rated
see
option
comments.
I see is Chateau Senior Living, Almond Gardens on Almond Street in Auburn, which
Oh my
averages
goodness.
5 stars. Does that one sound good?
Siri's having a little malfunction here. I don't know where that came from, but she's trying to find me a hotel. Isn't that
Set
funny?
the alarm for when?
Oh my goodness. Siri, what are you doing? Let's see if we can get her to stop. Anyway, Nikki, Sue, Bridget, does anybody have questions they want to put into the comment bar? Go ahead and somebody hit a like or a heart button and let me see if, or type something in the comment bar, maybe where you're from or something, so that the other gals know who's participating. I know Nikki's in New Jersey and Bridget's in North Carolina. Sue, why don't you type in where you're from so that I can see if I'm seeing the comments accurately. This is the first time I've done my live on my iPad, so I've left to read about comments and reactions. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any comments or questions, so I'm hoping that that's not just a malfunction on my part. I can see who is watching. Let me see if I put a... Seeing as we're just hanging out, I'm going to go ahead and open my phone Facebook account and see if I can't see the live. And type a comment into myself. That's a new one. We're going to have some fun today. I feel like having fun today. Let's see. Can I see myself going live? Is that just too weird? I guess I would have to post. I would have to sign in as someone else. All right, so I'm not sure if the comments are working or not. Nikki, Sue, Bridget. I'd love to see a comment just to see why it's not showing up. Tell you what, how about we do it this way? I have my phone here for instant messaging. So whatever your question or interest is today that I can serve you guys with answering or offering, why don't we have you message me and we'll go that way. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking about subjects that interest me and go from there. How about talking about how the dragons actually help in our own personal journey? Why are we here? Why are they with us? And essentially, all of the dragon work, not only is it when you connect with your own dragon, brings about a sense of empowerment, but they help you, all the different dragons. You do have one that you walk with that is either an aspect of yourself, if you're a dragon heart or a dragon keeper, or if you aren't actually that deeply connected, but just have an affinity with them or an openness to them, sometimes you just have a dragon guide or guardian with you as part of your team. So having those beings with you, what does that do? So creating empowerment. There are energetic pathways in the body that carry all our densities, all our traumas, all our emotional scars. So in the emotional body, the physical body, and the energetic body, because they are different, there's all these pieces that when something happens to us traumatically in life, in any of our lifetimes, some of them don't get cleared from past lifetimes, and they can come in and stay in the body as it comes into new form. So those get held. And so one of the things that energetic healers do is they work to dissolve or release densities from certain areas, which allows clarity and information to come through. It allows that healing process to start so that you can actually move through and get clarity and wisdom about those traumas, but also just to release them. And that is a way of forgiving and letting go of and moving forward from, so that that actually doesn't affect your life anymore. So the dragons, because they're connected so deeply with our energy bodies and our light bodies, in order for the light bodies, if we're all moving towards ascension, if we're all moving towards a net one-ment state, we have to be able to carry an extremely high vibration in our field. So in order to do that, right now, our bodies are in such a dense space that we can't bring it in past a certain level. And as you move through your journey, you do continually move up specific ranges, so to speak. So say you're working in this range right now and you get on your spiritual path, you start opening, you start learning, you are taking in all these thoughts, all these texts, all these sacred information, maybe you're getting downloads of codes, whatever is happening in your journey, so that you're actually releasing and becoming a more loving individual, becoming a more loving soul, because that's, all this light vibration is love. It's coming from what I call Mother, Father, God, you might call Creator or Source, but it's coming from that central source to us and filling us, and the goal is to eventually reach that one-ment state where we are in such a state of vibration of that love that we can actually emanate that all the time, just like Source does, just like Mother, Father, God does, knowing that God is this ultimate level and source of that at a certain point we can become at one with that, but there's always more levels to attain to even beyond that. And so that's where I delineate the heaven realms from what we might call the hell realms. I feel like we're actually currently living in the hell realms, and that even as we travel into the spirit world after this life, depending on how much work we've done, most of us will still cross into quite beautiful places, but that are still considered the lower realms or the hell realms only because they're not the angelic realms, which I see at the seventh dimension. I see the gateway for that in the seventh dimension, octave realm, whatever term you like to use for that. So going forward with this idea of here we are, maybe we're working in the first octave. Even though we're in the third dimension, we can be working in the first octave as far as our actual level of development. And we have this range of frequency that the highest that we can hit or be in for moments, and the lowest that we can be in for moments. And when we're in those low places, we tend to go into depression or those denser emotional cycles. And so we tend to hang out in the mid-range. So as we increase our love, our light, our vibrational frequency, and we actually start going up into levels above that, that's where we start ascending. That's where we start increasing our vibrational frequency, and our range goes up equally, right? So if we have a range of, say, this far, and we've been down here and we're taking up, that also raises our lore. And in order to do that, in order to take on that new frequency, we're actually getting rid of densities. So the dragons, with that long explanation, the dragons come in and help us do that. They love pushing through and dissolving that stuff for us, because that's how they serve. They can help you get clarity on things right away, help you just dissolve things that aren't serving anymore, that you don't need to carry with you, that you've actually worked through a whole bunch of pieces, either consciously, mentally, or emotionally, and yet there's an energetic residue sitting in the body. They clear those pathways. And there's lots of pathways in the body that are new to us, that need to expand and open, that are part of what I call the crystalline structure or grid, that is necessary when we actually want to move into our light body fully in this physical form. There's actually a crystalline grid that comes into being in our place when we're at a certain place in our journey. So that's what the dragons bring in. They are helping us clear and look at and move through with the earth dragon, the fire dragon, the water dragon, the air dragon. They do things in the physical body, and then we bring in the black and white dragons that take us into releasing on a little higher octave of that. And the crystalline dragon is where, when we've cleared enough stuff, can actually start bringing in those crystalline pieces, those crystalline points within the grids in our body. And then we get into the interdimensionals way beyond that, the dragons from Sirius and even the octaves above that are just starting to show themselves, because I'm at a place now where I'm ready to actually receive that information, whether I can integrate it all or not. I'm able to receive it and share it and start giving the next range of work that people are ready for, because as some people are noticing, when they get the book these days, and this has been the case for the last several years, originally the work needed to be done in exactly the order provided, and that was 9 years ago, full spiral up, a full cycle ago, right? So going through that now, because of where humanity as a whole is, and because of where individuals are on their journey, they're already a certain place in their development where they can do the work in any order that feels right to them. So following it intuitively, following that guidance and that capacity to know what's next. That all of a sudden you're feeling, fire dragon, that's who I need to work with, or going straight into crystal dragon. Usually we don't go into the interdimensionals, the gold, the copper, and the silver right away, but they're calling people. And I know someone commented in the group just yesterday or today about having the copper dragon around them. That's what they keep seeing all the time. And that's because they're ready to work with that piece. And so I had shared in there that, great, she's ready for the wisdom piece, because the copper dragon, when you consciously connect to it, takes you into the halls of knowledge, takes you into these places, which is similar to the Akashic records that people are familiar with the angelic realms and your gatekeepers. So I feel like this is really an interesting topic that happened to pop in. I would love to know if you guys are having questions about any of this, because it's sort of intense information. I see you guys still there, and I apologize if you're trying to comment and I'm not getting them, so I hope you will send a message through if you have questions about this. Because otherwise I'll just keep talking for an hour and don't know, like, it's really weird to talk to yourself for an hour and not have any feedback. I'm almost wondering if I should pop off and pop back on again. See if I can. I'm going to post a comment here. Let's see what happens. I can see mine. Okay, so ladies, you are just not asking questions. So you're going to make me intuit the questions today. All right. Let's see what this does. There's all kinds of cool things on here. Filters and whatnot. And should we just, let's be silly for just a minute. See if this comes up. I wish they had a dragon one. I'm seeing all kinds of funny little filters. So Merry Christmas from the dragons. Let's flip through and see. I don't see any dragon ones, so we'll take that off. That was just a moment of silliness for you guys. All right. So how about a thumbs up or a heart if you want me to just keep talking about whatever I want to talk about? I'm feeling like it's one-sided and unfair. This is my Christmas gift to you guys. And I know if Nikki is there, she always has something to say. So what I might do, I was trying to film on my iPad just to see, because it's a better screen resolution, it's a better quality video when you're done. So let's cut this off. I will come back in 2 minutes. So I know there's 5 people on, unless, let's try again, just really quick. Anybody send hearts, likes, or comments across, and we've got 6 people on now. If it doesn't work, I'm not seeing anything, I'm going to cut the live feed and I'm going to come back in less than a minute on my phone because I know I see the comments there. So if you guys don't mind, we're going to, in fact, I'm just going to see if I can do it quickly here, get it in place, although I need my phone holder. So I'm going to have to take 1 minute to go, just 20 seconds to go grab that. So give me 1 or 2 minutes and we'll be right back on, okay?